Millions know Oleksandr Usyk as one of the greatest boxers to ever wear gloves. But today, we're leaving the ring behind. Instead, we're stepping into the world his victories built. A world of luxury estates, the deep growl of Rolls-Royces gliding through private gates, exclusive jet-set travel, and smart, calculated business ventures, all backed by a fortune forged through years of relentless discipline. Usyk has transformed himself from an Olympic champion into one of the most respected and successful athletes in combat sports. By 2026, he isn't just an undisputed boxing icon. He has become a global brand with a net worth exceeding $240 million. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the extraordinary lifestyle of the Ukrainian maestro. This is how Oleksandr Usyk spends his wealth. And nowhere is that success more visible than in the machines he chooses to drive. His automotive history is deeply personal. It began with the Soviet-era Moskvich 412 belonging to his father, the very first car he ever learned to drive on as a symbol of his humble roots. When he finally bought his first car, a Kia Sorento, it met an unfortunate end when it was totaled in an accident involving his wife just 2 weeks later. Undeterred, he moved on to a Skoda Octavia A5 customized with an iconic image of Muhammad Ali, though that vehicle was later crashed in Simferopol. Today, Usyk's modern garage features heavy hitters and high-end masterpieces. At the center of his heavy utility and elite SUV fleet stands a custom Mercedes-Benz G63 AMG 6x6 replica, a massive, six-wheeled truck he treated himself to after his historic victory over Anthony Joshua. For everyday driving across Europe and Ukraine, he commands a custom-tuned, aggressive Audi RS-Q8 equipped with a 600-horsepower twin-turbo V8, a fully customized interior featuring upgraded tech, leather, Alcantara, and carbon accents. He also relies on a Bentley Bentayga personalized with Team Usyk plates for ultra-luxury travel, alongside armor protection from a Toyota Land Cruiser 300 GXR for rough terrain. For performance and classic models, his taste turns toward timeless elegance and raw executive power. He proudly poses with a vintage, pristine-condition Mercedes-Benz S500 W140 AMG, a bunker-on-wheels classic beloved for its old-school durability. Alongside it sits his prized BMW M760 Li xDrive, boasting a 6.6L V12 bi-turbo engine pushing 585 horsepower. Yet, despite owning vehicles worth hundreds of thousands of dollars and commanding a multi-million-dollar empire, close friends often note that Usyk remains entirely unattached to material flash, frequently preferring a simple acoustic guitar session or a quiet evening at home over showing off his high-end fleet. Of course, none of this luxury appeared overnight. Before the million-dollar purses and championship belts came years of relentless discipline. Then history repeated itself at heavyweight as he defeated giants like Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Every victory expanded not only his legacy, but also the empire he enjoys today. Now, let's step back into his world outside the ropes. But if his cars reflect success, his homes reveal something much deeper: his unwavering loyalty to Ukraine. His primary sanctuary remains rooted in his homeland, anchored by a modern, custom-built family home located in Vorzel, Kyiv. In early 2022, while Usyk was abroad preparing for a high-stakes title fight, Russian forces occupied and seized the Vorzel estate, using it as a temporary military base. The troops severely damaged the property, parking tanks in the yard and spraying tactical military symbols across the fences. However, after Ukrainian forces reclaimed the region, Usyk famously returned to his home, raised the Ukrainian flag on his fence, and chose to fully rebuild the damaged structure rather than move abroad permanently. Designed for absolute privacy, resilience, and tranquility, the fully restored estate serves as his mental reset button away from the chaos of training camps. The architecture features massive floor-to-ceiling windows to maximize natural light, heavy security perimeters, and lush natural landscaping. The estate is equipped with an elite training and spa center featuring a high-tech gym, an authentic sauna, and a cold plunge pool. During his grueling international training camps and global media obligations, he maintains major international residences, including a coastal estate in Gandia, Spain, serving as his primary home away from home, an intense European training camp base, alongside a high-end residential base in the UK to blend elite athletic recovery spaces with family comfort. That remarkable fortune wasn't built by championship purses alone. While record-breaking title fights account for much of his wealth, Usyk has expanded far beyond the ring through endorsement deals, promotional ventures, and carefully selected investments, transforming himself into one of boxing's smartest businessmen. Away from the deafening noise of world championship fights and global media spotlights, Oleksandr Usyk's personal life is anchored by a steadfast, lifelong partnership with his wife, Katerina. The couple met during their school days in Simferopol, Crimea, long before world titles, millions of dollars, and global fame entered the picture. Katerina has been his rock through every phase of his career, enduring the humble beginnings of regional bouts, the intense pressures of the amateur circuit, and the grueling sacrifices of undisputed heavyweight training camps. Together, they are raising their children. He frequently credits Katerina and his children as his primary source of emotional strength and resilience, noting that no matter how intense the spotlight gets, his true purpose lies in protecting and providing for his family. To travel across borders, Usyk approaches global championship duties and international business with the focused efficiency of a professional who values every hour of recovery. By booking private mid-sized jets for his team during high-stakes fight weeks, he ensures absolute privacy and uninterrupted rest, bypassing the exhaustion of commercial travel hubs. Beyond his garage and travel, Usyk's style has evolved into a masterclass in tailored sophistication. While he is most frequently seen in high-performance athletic wear during camp, his public appearances are defined by sharp, custom-tailored suits that reflect his status as a global ambassador of sport. This understated elegance is paired with a tasteful horological collection, favoring heavy-hitting Swiss timepieces from brands like Hublot and Rolex that serve as both status symbols and memories of his greatest career milestones. His humanitarian footprint is a deeply personal and vital part of his legacy. Through the Usyk Foundation, he has channeled his wealth and global platform into direct relief efforts for Ukraine, funding humanitarian aid, medical supplies, and rebuilding initiatives for communities devastated by conflict. He understands that while championship belts are meant to be lifted, the impact he leaves on his people is the only thing that is truly permanent. As we look at Oleksandr Usyk in 2026, one thing is clear. Championship belts eventually gather dust. Records are broken. Fortunes rise and fall. But Oleksandr Usyk has spent his career building something far more valuable: a legacy of discipline, faith, family, and resilience. And if the last decade has proven anything, the next chapter may become his greatest one yet.